I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
You f***ing irritate the shit out of me!
I'm only going to get this one chance. It's just a feeling I've got. Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something.
Hey, what's going on, peeps? Welcome back to Gap Selling 58. I'm working with an SEO, a lead SEO, so I'm talking to a lot of SEO companies on these. This is, for those of you who watched yesterday, this is Yannick coming back why? Because, we had a lot of technical issues. It was a shit show. A lot of technical issues. So he's coming back, and we're going to start from scratch. All right, folks, but this is a real sales call for those of you who are new. This is a real sales call. And my man has to find a problem or issue we have and then help me understand how he can solve it. If he finds no problem, we ain't buying. All right, so we got to bring in my man, Lance Young. I butchered his name. I don't know why I keep doing that. Lance Young. He's freaking Mr. freaking, what is that movie again?
Top Gun.
Yeah, Mr. Top Gun. That's what I call him. Mr. Top Gun with that little fucking mustache of his. And, I mean, goodness gracious. But anyways, all right, Lance, I'm sorry about yesterday, but I'm glad you're here again today.
Yeah, no problem at all. You know, I wore the Steve Jobs turtleneck because, things don't always go right at launch, and you got to do the re-release to really get it popping. So I think it's going to go well.
You're killing it over there. In Cart.com. He works for Cart.com, and we actually trained his organization a little while back. So he has to really pull this off because not only are you representing Cart, you're representing someone who's gone through gap selling training. So, and by the way, folks, he reached out to me when I said I need SEO help. I didn't reach out to him. So he is paying attention and he is driving this home. So he earns it all so far. All right, baby. So the floor is yours, my man. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Lance Young. I'm a BDR for Cart.com. Super excited to be here today. When we hopped on the call yesterday, you said we have a desperate need for SEO. This one's near and dear to my heart. We know we need this. It sounds like you're putting a lot of emphasis on SEO. Mm-hmm. I'm curious as to why.
Look, as I said yesterday, I believe that we are leaving a lot of money on the table because we're not getting to people who don't know who we are. Right. So anybody who gets in touch, who experiences gap selling, they love it. People go through the training. It's amazing. But we're just not getting enough of that organic reach, right? Organic search reach that when someone says, hey, I want sales training, they're not on LinkedIn or they're not paying attention to LinkedIn or they're any other part of the freaking country of the world and they want sales training, we don't show up anywhere around there. Any of the associated sales training, sales methods, sales, anything with someone who's looking to train or improve their sales organization, we don't show up.
Okay, so perfect. Just want to clarify. You want people who have never heard of gap selling to hear about gap selling. They're not currently doing that through Google. Correct?
Unless they already know us, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Branded search is crushing it.
Yeah, only people coming to the site right now are doing it through branded search. Branded search is crushing it, but truly organic traffic is almost non-existent. I asked you this yesterday. I'd love for you to reiterate for the audience, which is there's a lot of ways for someone to hear about you for the first time. Digital marketing, paid search, sponsored posts. I'm curious as to why SEO, organic SEO is the focus.
Because we're already doing those other things, right? So we spent decent amount of money in developing a funny viral ad that did well for us as far as driving books and awareness, and people still watch it and laugh at it. We still pay for Google ads now. We do placement. I'm probably butchering the term, but we have some blog posts that we place against our competitors. So we're doing the ads. We're doing a ton with social. I mean, we're all over social. That's where 90% of our business comes in through LinkedIn or some other social. So we're doing it all. So those places we're doing it, but we're not doing it from organic.
So SEO is still the hole that's left in your outreach strategy.
And call me crazy, but SEO to me is like a long-term investment. You spend a lot of money up front, or you do a lot of work, money, whatever, up front, and then once you crush it, it sticks and you ride it out. Ads, I'm done doing ads. That's it. It's over, right? I stopped posting on social. It's over. But so SEO, I mean, look, ask Sandler. Sandler is up there for sales training forever because they've been around forever. That's the problem. They've been around for 1,000 years, right? But that it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Gift that keeps on giving. And so where are we at right now? How much traffic are you getting to the site right now?
Oh yeah, you told me yesterday about, which is terrible because I used to get 10 times this amount back in the day, but 1,400 views a month.
You're getting 1,400 views a month through Google. You are getting more. There's a higher number through the links that people are clicking from.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Google, 1,400 a month.
1,400, not enough.
So out of those, how many convert to opportunities?
I have no idea. From those, I have no idea.
Okay, through the entire site, in the site in 1 month, how many convert to opportunities?
I think we're getting anywhere. Well, what we call them is inbound leads that we actually call. So we'll call them sales ready leads, whatever. I would say between 4 times 16 and 20, 25.
So 20, okay, between 16 and 25. 16 to 25, how many of those will convert to close one revenue?
We have about once they become an opportunity, we have a 38% close rate.
Okay, 40% of, I'm going to say 20 is 8 close one revenue.
Okay.
And if you could, I know this is going to have to be a ballpark because you sell lots of different services at different prices.
All right, so Yunk, you're going down the future state road. I like what you're doing here, but I already know that I'm leaving money on the table. So to go this route right now, before you actually found out, well, okay, keep going. Never mind, keep going. I'll let you keep going.
Could you just contextualize the
So you're right.
How much? What's the average revenue? How much are you doing from those 8 people?
Average revenue is $40K. Our average sales price is $40K.
$40K. Okay, so $320 a month is where we're at right now, and that's what we're getting from the site. And you told me yesterday we're leaving money. You told me now you're leaving money on the table. It's not enough. What's the target? What should be your revenue from inbound leads?
Oh, I haven't really tied into inbound leads. We just want to keep doubling every year. So
doubling every year.
Right. So I haven't really tied it to a specific number, but I know that we're not going to be able to keep growing at the rate we're growing if we don't expand all the different avenues for people to find us and come in.
You're not going to be able to continue growing at the rate you want to grow, which is doubling every year. And what's the impact of that beyond missing revenue targets?
That's a terrible question. Never ask, never, ever, 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 ever ask somebody what the impact is. You find it and then say, is this the impact? Is this right? Never ask somebody what the impact is.
Keenan, you told me yesterday that it's like a full-on universal injustice that you're losing to some of these old school, outdated sales methodologies that are getting pushed above you in Google.
Yeah, we're losing on Google. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. We don't lose to them, and when we rarely, in competition in an active sales cycle, we rarely lose to the competition.
So you're losing. Yes. So when you can get in front of people, you win. Your problem right now is getting in front of the right people. Getting in front of people.
That's not our problem. It's not a problem. Our problem is getting in front of people who don't know us via Google search.
Getting in front of people who don't know you via Google search. And so we've already kind of discussed SEO is going to be how you get in front of people who don't know.
That's an interesting question, James Fox. That was a good job. I'm not going to tell you what he asked, but James Fox asked a question. Good question, James. Jamie, yes, keep going.
Via Google search. And so I want to talk about your SEO because your SEO is more than just your website. It's about all owned media attached to your brand, going back to the beginning of time, including social media, other websites, YouTube, etc. Okay. Google looks at all of this. So I want to start with your migration from a sales guy to salesgrowth.com. Okay.
Okay.
I see there's a 301 redirect on a sales guy domain pointing to salesgrowth.com. Was there a formal SEO migration or was this done in-house? Would you walk me through the process?
No, it wasn't formal. We hired an SEO company and they over-indexed, no pun intended, on backlinks. They offered no direction or support around. I think they told us what we kind of need to do, but they didn't actually do it. And their language in their contract was rather vague. When we signed, we thought we were getting a full team support, and they kept saying, "Oh, no, that's not part of your contract." So no, there wasn't really any formal SEO migration strategy or approach. No.
Yeah. And I definitely see that looking at the site, because the main page has been migrated over, but there's 1,000 pages live on Google's index that are not being linked to salesgrowth.com, which means like right now you're pushing some of your value.
When you say linked, what do you mean?
That aren't being, there's not a redirect.
1,000 pages without a redirect.
There's 1,000 pages without a redirect.
Where would they redirect to?
They would redirect to.
We'd have to copy it, right? It's a blog post, so we would have to basically cut and paste that, post it on sales growth, then redirect it to that blog post.
Yes, I want to highlight, like, you have the exact same blog post word for word on both sites. We spoke about this yesterday. It's the booty call. Booty call is getting 1,000 traffic hits on the old site. It's getting 2 traffic hits on the new site.
What should we have done there?
So you could do a SEO, you could do a 301 redirect that would take it from when they click on a salesguy.com, that blog post, it would link it to the blog post on salesgrowth.com.
So basically when we because the conscious decision was made. This is the key point. A conscious decision was made not to move all 1,000 blog posts, or it was actually more than that, like 1,500, whatever it was, all over to sales growth at one time. They said we should pick the ones that have the most traffic, that are most germane, the most valuable, et cetera, and move them over at 2 or 3 a week or something like that, right? But what you're saying is when we did that, every time we did that, we should have then taken that blog post in a sales guy, and redirected it to the sales growth post that says the same thing.
Yeah, because you're missing out on.
So basically, they can go read it in 2 other places. Basically, it still sits out there in 2 places on the web, and they're searching the one that comes up most and going and reading that one, and they're not actually going to our website.
Yeah, they're not going to your website from there.
Who the fuck is that stupid that we allowed ourselves to get in this fucking position? I don't understand it.
Yeah, and it's understandable.
No, it's not understandable. I paid a marketing person a lot of fucking money to do this shit. And these people don't know any better. This is why I don't like marketing. And it's why I don't like SEO. And this is why I'm doing it this way. I'm tired of marketing people. They get their fucking heads up their ass. They don't pay enough attention to the actual business. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah, I just mean, it's understandable that you're not an SEO expert. We addressed this yesterday. And so it's understandable that someone would come in, they would give you good chart, good information, good pitch, good smile, and it would sound right when it wasn't. And I think you just highlighted something, which is the migration is going to be really valuable to you as you interview more SEO companies, because it is a great litmus test to whether or not these companies actually care about your business problem. Because if they start talking about backlinks and they start talking about how your content's not good and we're going to write you great content and you don't know SEO content, and they don't talk about this super low-hanging fruit that can bring all this traffic to your site, I think that's a great indicator for you. And
okay,
so it's
Laura Little, you must be new to Gap Selling Keenan based on your comment. Sorry, sister. That was nothing. But welcome, Laura Little. Welcome. All right, keep going, Lance.
Yeah, so as we addressed, SEO, this is the lowest hanging fruit, the migration. It's more than just doing a 301 redirect.
All right, so get back to solving my problem and how you can help.
Can you speak to your content marketing strategy for me right now? You've had problems with marketing.
Yeah. You know, I used to be way better at this, right? And it's just, we're growing faster. We're getting bigger. I can't keep up. I'm literally have a blog post I'm all excited about that I'm having trouble getting out. But I digress. So we don't really have a very good strategy. We have a guy that works with Sean, good guy. He creates he basically goes and pulls those posts over once a week. So he's pulling those over right now, but obviously he didn't know about the redirect. We'll have to figure that out. But then also he creates stuff for social, primarily our ASG page on LinkedIn, our ASG page on Facebook. And so he'll create a meme Brady hates how I do it, a graphic with something on it, et cetera, et cetera. But we really don't have we don't have a content strategy around keywords or around specific messages like I used to when I ran this company by myself. I was maniacal when I was doing this by myself.
And okay, so how many posts are you making a month currently on the website? How many blog posts hit the website each month?
I don't know, 12, 3 to 4 a week.
So currently, I looked at your website.
Mhm.
You're averaging about 3 a month since the site went live.
Oh yeah, he's probably doing one. He's probably doing one a week. So I'm probably yeah. That makes more sense. Sorry, not yeah. Okay, so it's terrible.
So you said 10. How much content do you want to be putting on the website a month? How many blog posts should be going up?
I don't know. See, now you're asking. Now, there's too many self-diagnosing questions now. It's fucking. You're the expert, right? You're the expert. Don't ask me how. I just told you I don't have a strategy. So you're doing well, and Lance, you're doing well, and then you jump into sales mode. You're the expert. You already know that we don't have a strategy. You already know that we're not doing it well. So don't ask me what I should have. If anything, you should have said, you should have recommended. Look, understanding SEO is important to you, Keenan. This is what I do. Everybody pay attention. No. When I'm on a discovery call and I see a way to give a client some shit free that they don't need to quote unquote pay me for, I say, look, whether you use me or not, let me give you a little piece of advice here. At bare minimum, Keenan, your team should be producing 1 to 2 pieces or 3 to 4. I don't know what the fucking number is, right? Pieces of content around these topics. So even if you don't pay an SEO company, over time, you'll see an improvement in SEO. If you simply start doing this, boom, boom, boom. Great. Love it. And then go back into your diagnosis. Don't ask me questions like, well, how many do I want a week? That doesn't help me.
Bare minimum, Keenan, you should be doing 11 to 13 posts a month. That's recommended for a site that wants to grow like you do want to grow. Okay. That is 11 to 13 posts a month.
Okay.
And who's writing the posts right now? Who's writing the blogs? You mentioned you have a guy who's on the side.
Me and Brady, pretty much that's it.
And how much time?
And by the way, if we move those over and redirect, will those count as those 11 to 13 or whatever? 11 to 13?
It would be, yeah. You already have all this content built. You'd be silly not to take that content, put that content on your site. But
and then do the 301 redirect, and that would count.
Yeah, that would count. But also, you want to create new content. I know you just acquired Node Analytics. You're not a stagnant salesperson. You're always growing. And so I know it will be important to you to write more blog posts down the road.
Yeah, got it. Okay, good.
Contextualize for me. How much time would you have to spend to write 10 blog posts? How much time would your team have to spend?
I'm going to say half hour to an hour for each blog post, depending on how robust it is. So I don't know. That's 10 to 15 hours, man, probably. 10
to 15 hours. And what would you have to give up in your schedule?
Okay, stop. You're way off now. Okay? What would I have to give up? And come on, you're all in the future state. Lance, I don't know what happened, man. You know this now, right? You're gap selling. You got to find a problem, impact, root cause. When you ask me questions about what would I have to give up and what would I have to do in the future, that doesn't allow me to see how you're going to help me now. I have you've lost me on the journey now. How are you going to help me where I am now? Now, if I have to do something in the future, once you've sold me on this whole thing, you say, Keenan, a couple things that are important. If we're going to work together, we're going to have to figure out how you can dedicate this kind of time. Because if you can't, we're not going to be a good solution. But that comes in the recommendation phase. Asking me all this shit now, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go, et cetera? Lance, no, man. It's not gap selling. Get back into gap selling. Get my problem, which you kind of have. Find the root causes and the ones that you can fix. Because what are you bringing to the table to fix? And then what are the impacts? And then you can come up with a recommendation. Get back in the game.
Perfect. Okay. You told me yesterday. So you've told me you don't have a content strategy. You don't know why this migration wasn't done properly. You don't know why you're missing out on all this value as it is. You don't know why this has been done. Okay. We've kind of addressed some of the impacts into your business, which is it's slowing your growth.
Go back to root cause. I think there's a lot of root causes you left off the table.
A lot of root causes.
And I learned this from you yesterday. So the mere fact that I'm learning from you and now trying to teach you how to sell what you already taught me is ridiculous. But anyways, okay. So look, we're not doing the 301 redirect. That's a good one, right? Yeah. Another one is we're not creating new content. What are the other root causes? Go find them.
You're not doing meta titles?
Okay, but you didn't ask that question in this one. You know that from yesterday. Okay. So ask questions.
Okay. How do you pick what keywords, what titles, what words that you're strategizing on?
So we picked the keywords because this company we worked with, we went out and we basically found 3 tranches of keywords. The first one's on, I'm going to butcher this. They get high search terms but low cost. right? So that was the first ones we found. The next group of ones we found were medium in searches and medium to high cost per click or price to pay, whatever you call that damn thing. And the last one was basically sales training. And that one was, we figured it would take 2 to 3 years to rank for that, just because of how hard it is to, how popular it is, whatever the term is. Yeah. So I'm fairly comfortable with the keywords. I'm open to seeing new ones, but I'm fairly comfortable with what we have so far, but I'm definitely open to new ones. And so that's how we did it. There's your answer to that question.
Totally makes sense. So there's 3 buckets. Of course, you want to see success early on, and then you want to target sales growth, short tail keywords down the road. Correct.
Yeah, you're back into future state. Okay. Stay out of future state, Lance. That's my hint. Stay out of it.
Stay in future state. The traffic that you are getting right now, where is it coming from? Blogs, homepage.
The traffic to what? The website?
The website.
You know the answer to that, but it's mostly coming from social and branded search.
Social and branded search. And yesterday, you shared with me that the reason that blogs are the only thing that's coming from, the only traffic that you're getting from search is coming from blogs, is because your previous SEO company only set metadata for your blogs. They didn't set it for any other part of your site.
There's no metadata to my knowledge for that. Fucking joke. For the rest of the site.
There's no metadata for the rest of the site. And so the reason it hasn't been set, we've addressed this yesterday, is 1, your team doesn't have the time, and 2, your team doesn't have the experience, the expertise. Yes. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. You shared with me yesterday that your previous SEO company, you shared it with me today, put a lot of emphasis on backlinks.
Yes.
If I could take a second and give you something for free, whether you go with us or not, I would love to share with you what I really believe is SEO importance in order, so you can run this litmus test with other companies and know if they know what they're talking about.
Okay, so you're moving into solution, okay? And you found some good root causes, but I think you left a couple of things on the table, right? Where you didn't really dig into. Now, I told you to stay out of the future state because you kept asking these dumb future state questions. But once you got the root cause, you could have at least got into what our growth strategy is. Right?
What is your growth strategy?
So I told you, what do we want to do?
You want to double year over year.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So how many visits are we getting right now?
You are getting 1,500 from Google. You're getting about 10,000, including all links on the internet.
Okay. Now, are we getting, where's most of our business coming from?
LinkedIn and branded search.
So what would we need? This is where your expertise would come in. What do you think we would need to do to be able to add to the revenue on the website side? Yeah. You missed that whole fucking piece, man. How many people do you think we would need to get to our website through organic search?
Yes. How many? I think that if you want to double your revenue, you're going to have to double your traffic visits. And so
you missed the math. If we're getting 0 or almost 0 leads from the organic search. I mean, we don't have any organic search. So doubling it, you honestly think that's going to be enough?
So I'm not saying double 0. I'm saying double 10,000. I'm saying double the number of total traffic visits from everywhere.
Total traffic visits. I thought you meant just the 1,500.
No. Total.
Okay.
In order to double revenue, it stands to reason you're going to have to double your opportunities, which is going to have to double traffic visits. It's going to have to double the amount of people that.
Okay, but your biggest impact to me is going to be my organic search, right?
Yes, I think that is the
okay, so then why aren't you talking to me about what I need to get my organic search to?
Because you said that's the biggest hole. That's the biggest
so exactly. So now you need to create a gap. You need to create a gap. What is my organic search gap?
The organic search gap is you want to double year over year. Currently, you're at 10,000. Next year,
that is not my organic search gap. Okay. That is the big. What is my organic search gap? That's all you can affect. You can't affect the other things.
Mm-hmm. Currently, it's 1,500. So I should have clarified this at the beginning of the
talk. I think this
clarification is huge, which is when you said we want to double year over year, what do you want to double? Do you want to double all the traffic visits to your site, or do you want to double your organic search?
So what I said is I want with double revenue.
Double revenue.
Yes, we want to double revenue.
Double revenue.
90%, no, more than that. 98% of our business comes from inbound, right? And that almost all comes from social, almost. And then we're assuming what does come from the website is branded search. They already know who we are.
Well, I think we can see that people that are coming to your site all coming through branded search because they're searching Gap Selling, they're searching Keenan, they're searching Gap Sell Keenan.
So why didn't you take me down the road of the impact of increasing my organic to X number, which I could start seeing X number of leads come in through organic? You didn't do that.
You're right. And I think genuinely where it got tripped is I said, what's the impact of that? And you said, don't talk about impact. And you asked me, you said, what is the impact of that? And I said, you shouldn't have to ask that question. You should be able to ask questions that tell you what the impact is. Right? Yes.
So ask me some questions around that, right? And using your expertise, where do you think, ask questions or where you think I should be from a organic search perspective if I'm going to want to try to double revenue?
I think if you want to try to double revenue, over time, you're going to have to increase your organic search traffic. I mean, we have to look at the number. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to think about what you just said for 1 second.
Yeah, take a second. Great call, Jimmy Fox.
Because right now you're getting 10,000 hits on the website from everywhere. You're getting 1,500 of those from your organic search. If you want to double revenue, I think realistically you're going to have to double the amount of visits to the website. You're going to have to double the number of eyes on Keenan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sales growth, not me.
Salesgrowth.com. And so that growth can come from an SEO perspective. I think you've said there's this huge hole, there's this huge opportunity that we're not doing to maximize our potential. We're leaving money on the table. And so I really believe that if you want to double your revenue, you're going to have to double the amount of eyes on your site. And so it'll represent an exponential growth. Oh, so how fast is your LinkedIn growing?
So I've never actually measured it, but I don't know. It's probably growing. That's a good question. I should track it, but it's probably grown. It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say it's probably grown 10,000 this year so far. I think I was in the 50s when the year started. Now I'm at 66 or 67 or something like that. And then the company, I don't know, they're at 7,000, I guess, on LinkedIn or something. I have no idea.
And so you're at 60,000. You got an extra 10,000 this year. Your LinkedIn has grown by 20%.
Probably.
We have 8,000. I'm going to assume.
All right, Lance, let me help you out. Okay. Let me help you out. You're here to help me with organic. Okay?
Yes.
Your expertise should come into play here. On the average site, what percentage of an average site is organic versus branded?
What percent? It really varies by for salespeople. I'm not sure. I need to find that.
All right. Let me do this one then. Right. Okay. In general, is 15% of a total site's visits. That's not, because we are saying it's all branded right now, right? Yeah. So basically
99.
99%. So if 1% is branded search, is that low?
Yes, that is very low. It's very uncommon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So Lance, that's where you should have gone. Right? You should have gone there. Right? So what would a healthy one, different industries, blah, 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 but what at least puts me in some normal range? Is it 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%?
I don't want to spit out a BS answer to you. I'm not sure exactly what it's not 1%. It's not 10%. It varies by each brand. I think it's an answer I could get very quickly, but I'm not going to spit out some random answer to you.
Not by brand, but by industry. I can't believe, call me crazy, I can't believe that 1% or 10% of any business is going to be only branded. I can't believe that.
75% of B2B traffic should be organic. That's industry average.
Okay, organic.
Is
Okay,
organic.
and then how do they slice that between branded and non-branded?
Organic. It is 25% branded, 50% of that 75. It's not branded. Organic.
Okay, so using that right now, everybody pay attention. Everybody paying attention. This is where your expertise wins. This is where gap selling matters. You got to fucking know your business. When you saw that I was at less than 1% non-branded, that is a massive problem. And as an SEO expert, you should have recognized that. And then you should.
Yes, sir.
And then your question should have been around that. And then you should have started making me realize that, look, bare minimum, Keenan, we need to get you to at least 5,000 visits in against a 10, or maybe it's a little less than that because of the other 70, 3,500, 2,500 to 3,500 visits should become from organic, non-branded search. Right. And if those numbers translate into the same numbers you're getting now, that in itself is going to get you an additional, I think 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, new leads. Just from that alone, just getting you in the ballpark. As you continue to grow the overall site and that percentage stays consistent, so now you're getting 20,000 people, that'll be 7,500 to 10,000 organic, non-brand organic search. Now you're getting 25 or 30. I'm doing shitty math. But see my point?
Yeah, I see your point.
Because that's where you play. You started well, you left it, and you came back. You kept wandering off the reservation. Where you can help is my branded and non-branded search, but my biggest problem is my non-branded search.
Your biggest problem is your non-branded search.
And you should have stayed there from a business problem. You should have stayed there from an impact, and you should have stayed there from root causes.
Okay. Your non-branded search, the problems that stem
ask questions.
Okay.
Take a breather.
Take a breather. So we've addressed some of these questions that we've already asked, which is how many posts are you doing a month? You're not doing enough. This will affect your non-branded search.
Excellent.
We've talked about your site migration, how that was done. This will affect your non-branded search.
Okay.
We've talked about the time that your team has to be able to spend on creating more non-branded search or creating posts that will translate to non-branded search. We've kind of found a problem that there's a lack of time, there's a lack of expertise on behalf of your team.
Good.
We've spoken that your metadata isn't being done. We talked about your URLs aren't being done.
Good.
We've talked about your meta titles aren't being done. These are all affecting your non-branded search. This is the gap that you're missing. We gave this metaphor yesterday that, they sold you on backlinks, but really backlinks are just creatine. And if, if we're talking about going to the gym and your content is chest and biceps, it's what everybody's looking at. You're doing it well, but you're not doing enough reps. You're not getting enough posts in the website. Meta titles and URLs, that's back in tries, a little less sexy. We're really not hitting it at all right now on the Sales Growth website. Meta descriptions, it's leg day. We're totally skipping it.
Okay.
So Keenan, it seems like based on these things, your migration, your lack of content marketing strategy, and your lack of technical SEO help, it is impacting the rate at which your business is able to grow. And it's stemming from the amount of time that your team has and the amount of expertise that your team has. Is that fair?
Very good. Yes, 100%. Sounds like you nailed it.
And so are you open to getting on a second call? So
I can live with that. Yes, you're going to get a second call. But what you should have said there is you should have juxtaposed that to our desired future state. Right? So therefore, that's what's causing this problem. So now, Keenan, you're currently at 1,500 and you need to get to, 3,500 in the next first year and maybe 7,500 next year. And that's going to potentially, on your current conversion rate, et cetera, could be an additional $125,000 to $500,000 in revenue, right? I just made these numbers up with it. Is that accurate? Yes. So now you've got a number of the impact that if you can make this happen, now you've got me anchored in what this is valuable to me, how this is value, how I value this, right? Go.
Matt, can I put together that math from the notes that you've given me?
Yeah,
you shared with me? So we've talked about how your site is getting from everywhere, all told, 10,000 hits a month. Those 10,000 hits are translating to 16 to 25 SQLs, 8 average closed won deals, roughly $40,000 of revenue per a piece. So currently you're at 320K.
Mm-hmm.
If we could increase your organic traffic so that you're getting as much organic traffic as is even on the low end of typical for a brand of your size that's getting as much branded traffic as you are, that would represent a probably 3,000 to 4,000. This is all very back of the napkin math. It's a 30% lift in your SQLs, which would translate to a 30% lift in your opportunities, 30% lift in your closed won, and a 30% lift in your revenue. And so we're looking at an extra $100,000 a month based on the numbers that you've given me for if your site was optimized for SEO and it was meeting the standards that just essentially is like industry average that we know we could reach.
Okay. So now you see, everybody pay attention. I never did the math. Either didn't have the awareness to do the math, didn't really know what numbers to attach to the math. So everybody paying attention, all you hear on LinkedIn, I didn't do the math. So now that I coach Lance to do the math for me, realizing that if I get this fixed, this is $1 million problem I have. He found a $1.2 million problem. If you deduct the 320, it's just over $1 million problem. $1 million problem. And if it was still right, $500,000 to $1 million problem. That is valuable. I can do something with that. Your buyers do this all the time. They know they have a problem. They know something's messed up, but they haven't really quantified it. They haven't got their arms around it. They really haven't grasped a hold of it. Okay? So Lance, do you see why going through this, it's like, whoa, Keen, you got $1 million problem. So if I don't do this, I'm walking away from $1 million. So now the only question becomes, do I do it with you or somebody else?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why this is important. And Gavin Quinlan, that's why the math matters. Yes, it's important to quantify the gap. James Dunnigan, well done, baby. Well done. You have to define the gap. It's critical. Okay. So now you've got me with $1 million problem. I understand the reasons why. Now you can try to sell me. And I'll give you 2.5 minutes to give me a high level, and then you can ask for the second meeting.
So essentially how our team is like, we'll do this. I mean, we've kind of addressed, we're going to solve these issues that you have, which is your metadata, your meta titles, your meta tags.
Okay, but you got to do this in a way that I can feel you're different than everybody else. So you got 2 minutes now. You ran out of time. Give me 2 minutes. This is your chance to do the elevator pitch and why I should take the second meeting.
You should take the second meeting because I am not the highest level expert of SEO within my company. I have access to people because I, Keenan, will not be the one doing your meta titles, doing your meta tags, doing your URL. I have been
okay, I'm gonna help you out.
Essentially, like, I have access to,
You're off track. What you want to say is this, and I want a second meeting, because although we've uncovered meta tags and all this stuff, which ones you choose, how you choose them, and I'm making this up, but the timing, the placement, all of that is a science.
Mm-hmm.
And we here at CART have really nailed that science. So what I'd like to do next is I'd like to set up a 30-minute, 45-minute call with with one of our SEO experts to really dig in a little deeper and walk you through how we would break this down, how we would attack this in order to maximize those things, and how we would do it differently than somebody else. Don't say this, oh, I don't have it this and I don't have that. No. You need to understand what you're bringing to the table and why it's different. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, look, man, you did a good enough job to at least get a second meeting. So reach out to Paige and ask her for a meeting. I'm going to Chile tomorrow, so you have to do it when I get back. But, yeah, look, you did pretty well. You jumped in and out. Gap selling is hard. You know what I'm saying? But I think you've done better than 90% of most people have ever been on this show. So it shows that people who go through gap selling sell better than those who don't. But it also shows how hard gap selling is. I have people write me all the time that say, oh, yeah, I've been gap selling forever. And I'm like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. I have not one single person who told me they've been gap selling, it's how they do it, has sat in front of me and showed me they can actually do it. They think they can do it. They think they know they're doing it, but it is way more complex, is way more robust, and it's way more sophisticated than most people understand.
Yeah. So hire Keenan for the training. I mean, hire Keenan for the training. That's my endorsement. That's my
not me. Hire a sales growth company.
Hire a sales growth company. That's true.
Get out of this.
Be rooted in it all the time.
Yes. All right, Yunk. Good job, baby. Tell Maverick I said hello.
I will. Thank you so much, Keenan. It's such a pleasure.
You got it, baby. And hit page up, and we'll get you on the calendar.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
You got it, my man. All right, everybody. All right. I'm looking at all these people. Marcus F., that's nice of you to say good job, Lance. Well done. He did a good job. Stuff is hard. Laura Falala. Ooh, I hope I got that right. I'm glad you found it informative. Gavin, really good call. Well done. Yes, he did a good job. I mean, you guys have seen these. He's done way better than most people, right? Way better. Gavin's next. Let's go, Gavin. Come on, baby, if you want to come on. Okay, too many here to answer. But I hope you all found it valuable. If you have a product or service that you think ASG could use, hit us up. DM me or just DM me and I'll steer in the right direction. All right. But remember, if you can't find the problem, you're going to get coached. That's all there is to it. So it can be SEO or anything. We buy stuff all the time. So if you got a product or service that you think ASG needs, hit us up and we will make it happen. With that, and the noted analytics announcement, I made it yesterday, but unfortunately, we're not going to post that. We're going to post this one. So also excited that ASG has agreed to acquire Noted Analytics. It's a plugin for Salesforce. It sits on top of it. It's going to make the entire process of selling different. It's a guided selling process. It's going to reinforce all the methodologies you have now. And the problem it solves is poor forecasting, long sales cycles, constantly pushing deals into the next month, quarter, or year, and it's going to improve average sales price. So, in win percentage. So, with that, everybody, I got nothing but love for you. Let me see who's there. Hey, Brian Mallory. Great question. What's the count? Yeah, that's wrong. We're past 75K. I think we're at 80-something, 85. We're creeping up on 100. I'm trying to do something really cool. I'm terrible at execution, but I think I'm going to create a digital NFT version, limited edition Gap Selling 100K celebration. So it'll have videos in it and blah, 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 limited edition. So pay attention because I'm going to try to get that done. I think it'll be pretty dope. I think it'll be really dope. Like a very limited people have the 100,000th limited edition NFT digital version of Gap Selling, which I think would be pretty fly. So next book, I'm working on the next book, Marcus F. I am in the process. We're doing a research study to write the book on. We are in the process of the research study right now. So I'm going to say 18 months. Sorry, but we're in the process now. You'll get some of the information before the book comes out. And all right, there we go. Love you guys. You know what I'm going to say. Peace. Until next time.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something.